All right, welcome back to Wmma Now with your host Chuck Stevenson, coming at you with a fight preview. Haven't done one of these in a while, so I'm probably going to be a little bit rusty, but we're going to Almaty, Kazakhstan for Octagon 71. We're going to a main event, Strawweight Championship. Ayan Tursyn, the champ, defending against the challenger Farida Abdueva. Now, I may be wrong here, so don't quote me on this, but I believe that this is the first women's main event in the Octagon promotion. And it is for a title. And, you know, these regional titles, they're important. They're especially important to a fighter's growth, and they honestly help a fighter along in their career if they're trying to get, to a bigger promotion. Now, Octagon, I would say, is the biggest promotion, around that, the Kazakhstan, Central Asian region. And they actually have some really nice, really good production values. And they seem to be doing a decent job with the ladies right now. So, this, to me, seemed like an interesting fight. And I was watching, like, a 2-on-1 interview or like a face-off interview between these two, and it was really nice because they were like the two ladies and the interviewer were seated at this table in this fancy restaurant. They're dressed up, looking nice, and one thing I liked about these two is that there's no animosity going in. And sometimes you want a good bit of bad blood or a little bit of bad blood between fighters, but these two have no reason for that. And they said, yeah, nothing personal. This is like strictly, business. But they were looking forward to the challenge. And Abdueva, who's, like 10 years younger and not as experienced, she admitted she was surprised. She didn't think she was going to get a chance to face Ayan Tursyn. She figured Tursyn would be in the UFC before that happened. So this is going to be a nice little fight here. So let's get into the stats here. So Tursyn, the champ, coming in at 7-0. Abdueva coming in at 4-1. In her last three, Tursyn has won by, we got a decision, and decision. So she's not exactly the top finisher, at least not lately. You go back 4 fights ago, which was like less than 2 years, she did get a rear naked choke. Abdueva, a little bit more of a finisher. Now, going back 3 fights, she suffered her only loss in Ryzen to Anastasia Svetkivska, picked up a decision, and then picked up a TKO 6 months ago in Octagon. So both fighters fought as recently as last year, and they've actually been fighting a good bit in the last couple of years. Let's see, age. Abdueva is the younger fighter, 20 years to 30 for Ayan Tursyn. And Farida Abdueva is the taller fighter at 5'4", 163 centimeters to 5'2", 158 centimeters. So this goes down tomorrow, Saturday, April 19th. And I wanted to talk, I've been meant to make this video like a week ago and just haven't been able to get to it. But there's almost no noteworthy fights going on this weekend. This is actually the one with the highest stakes. And I wanted to showcase it. And like I said, these regional titles, they're not without a certain level of importance. So this should be a good one. Now, Abdueva is more of the striker-heavy fighter. And Tursyn, even though she has some striking credentials, like I think she was like a national Sanda champion in Kazakhstan, and has I forget what her level is in Taekwondo, but she's expected to be the heavier wrestler. Like she has a couple wins by submission. So it's really 50, depends on, where the fight goes. Doing a little bit of tape study, Abdueva, I'm very impressed by her kicks. Her striking background definitely shines through. Throws up inside and outside low kicks effortlessly. In one of her fights, she threw a question mark kick. And she's so flexible, she did it. There's like barely any movement in her hips and her waist. Like, if you see, like, say, well, who's known for question mark kicks? Luke Rockhold, Holly Holm. They do it a lot. They're like really bending at the waist and at their hips to throw a question mark kick. Abdueva threw it. It must be flexibility or something, because she threw it like it was effortless. I mean, her leg just came up and then circled around. I was frankly amazed. I'd never seen a question mark kick like that looked so effortless. Tursyn, she is not afraid to grind. I mean, she's very aggressive, though. Like, she's not someone whose goal is to grind out a fight, but she can grind, but she's very aggressive. Like, she's looking for that finish, particularly on the ground. Looking at the community picks on Tapology.com, 99% of the 82 picks have gone with Ayan Tursyn. That's who I'm leaning with as well. Tursyn has more experience. She's been in there with better opponents. Not that she hasn't had, some easy fights herself, but Abdueva just hasn't been in there with anyone near like the experience level of some of Tursyn's opponents. So I would definitely, my pick is going to be Ayan Tursyn as well. But I think both ladies have shown some talent, and I wouldn't be surprised to see them doing a lot better as their career goes on. I mean, they're still both young in their career. Abdueva's, 5 fights to 7 fights for Tursyn. My pick's going to be Ayan Tursyn, but I don't, like, this loss is not going to hurt Farida Abdueva. Should be a good one. This fight is available, the event itself will be free to watch on YouTube. Octagon League is what you got to look for. It's on early Saturday morning, tomorrow the 19th. So it's like 7 a.m. Eastern time, I think, start. But Octagon cards go long because they just put a ton of fights on them. So there's, how many fights are on this card? 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 13 fights on this card. So you don't have to be up super early at like 7 a.m. Eastern time. Wait till like closer to 9, maybe 10 o'clock. But definitely check it out because it is the fight this weekend with the highest stakes. There's only a couple other ladies' fights this weekend that are worth watching. So definitely check this one out, and I'll try to get back to you all with the review when it's over. Let me know your thoughts. Hit that like button, and thanks for watching WMA Scene Now, the best, most complete women's mixed martial arts dedicated platform on YouTube. Thank you for watching. We'll see you next time.